welcome Trina. Trina is going to be one of 32 authors that will be at the Spring Book Bash on April 25th in downtown Greer at the Randall House. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I am so excited to have you there. We are going to have a blast. We have such a variety of authors and genres. And why don't you share with us about your book and what you're bringing with you to the Spring Book Bash?
Yeah, so this is my first novel, Overcoming Anxiety God's Way. And it talks about my story. Um, I would say back in 2019, my father passed away from prostate cancer. And
Mm.
about 3 months later, my sister passed away. Father, I was a little prepared for. My sister, I absolutely was not. And I went through so much grief. And so I just had to seek counseling. And
Mm-hmm.
so this book is about my journey. I was diagnosed later. I thought I kept having heart attacks. I was later diagnosed with panic disorder. Yeah, I was in and out of the ER all the time. And I'm like, listen,
Hmm.
it's just anxiety. But it had gotten really bad and was taking over my life. And I had to get counseling. And through my journey of getting counseling, I went back to church and started reading God's word and begin to discover that connecting the two gave me a holistic approach to my healing. And
Mm.
so when I freed myself of what was going on, I always say God freed me, and also therapy helped to free me. When I got free of it, I knew that I had to reach back and help other people who were still struggling with it, who are still dealing with it. I hear a lot of people tell people just pray, and they don't really realize that anxiety is so multifaceted and there's so many components to it that someone could be praying and their body could still be reacting. It's not as simple as people think it is. It's not as simple as someone just worrying about something. It goes much
Mm-hmm.
deeper. um, your body is literally being hijacked to worry. And even if you yourself in your own person, don't wish to worry, you
Mm-hmm.
absolutely will, as your body reacts, as your brain reacts, and also your heart is a part of that as well. And so I help people. This is not a replacement for therapy, obviously, because I'm not a therapist, but I am. I am helping people from what worked for me. I'll say it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I give a lot of practical exercises that people can do. I give them affirmations so that they can walk through this journey and they don't have to walk it alone. A lot of people will not seek counseling, whether it's embarrassment or they feel like they're
Oh.
strong enough to deal with it. Anxiety is not a situation where you're strong enough to deal with it. It affects so many people, about 40 million people to be exact, and they're just
Wow.
walking around triggered all the time and unhealed. And so this is my way of, hey, it's a reminder because I talk about God and therapy in this book, and I'm definitely a heavy promoter of therapy and of God as well. But I definitely tell people they need both. They need both. And I help walk them through their journey so they're not by themselves like I was when I was going through it. Hopefully I answered your question.
Wow, you have hit on so many different areas, and you said that you turned to God. Were you previously religious, Christian, or what have you before your journey, or was that a brand new journey for you?
So no, I was a believer before I started,
Okay.
but like many people, we stray. We don't go all the time. We kind of
Mhm.
get disconnected. And so, oftentimes when we're scared and we think we're going to die, the first place we're going to run to is God help me. So that's pretty much
Yep.
it ran me back to God, and so
Okay.
I began to study and really look at what the scripture said about my life. And it was those scriptures, reminding me that even if I left this place, I had somewhere else to go, that I would be with God, that I was not going to be left alone. And it was just something about that was super comforting. And I think a lot of times we go to church, we hear a lot of scripture. I don't think we believe a lot of it. I don't. And I'm going to tell you, if I believed it, I probably would not have had anxiety. So this
Right.
was this was a good journey for me, to begin to believe what I've learned my whole life.
It is amazing how we go back to what we've always known, and then it's like
Hmm.
something. Now, for you, it happened to be the passing of two family members,
Yes.
and it takes you back, and it's like it's a trigger, but it triggers you to return to your roots and go, okay, this is what we need to do.
Yes. Yeah,
And
I got real fed up with it. I was just like, listen, I'm not living like this.
yeah,
There's definitely a better way than this, and I know I'm not doing this. I think once I made up my mind that I wasn't doing it anymore, I didn't have a choice but to fix. I was just like, no,
right.
we're gonna fix this.
So, with that, what made you decide to write it down into a book format? Like, what was that? Was that part of your journey, the writing down, or was that after the fact?
It was definitely, I think once I started getting free of it, I definitely wanted to help other people.
Mm.
I used to journal in high school. I journaled from like ninth grade to 12th grade. I kept a really thick journal, all my secrets. So if anybody ever, I don't even know where it's at right now. So if anybody ever found it, they know all of my dirt. But I, but I kept the journal, and I've always loved writing. I've always enjoyed my English classes and just never
Mhm.
pursued it professionally. But I think that it's always been a part of me. And so, and also just, I have just also always want to help people. If something works for me, I want to help someone else. I'm
Mhm.
the type of person that I never want to be at the winner's table by myself. I'm like, hey, let
Yeah.
me find some buddies to come sit with. And so
Mhm.
when I began studying and doing the research and knowing 40 million people were walking around, I said, how many of those 40 million people can I get this book in their hand and
Yeah.
help make an impact? And so that wasn't my thought right away.
Mhm.
But as I said before, as I started coming out of it, I think when I first started thinking about a book, I wrote like 3 pages, and then I didn't come back to it for like another 3 years. When I finally came back, I guess maybe I was more serious about it.
Mhm.
When I came back, I wrote the book in 8 weeks. It took eight
Oh,
weeks.
wow.
Yes, it was very fast. Because I had been researching the entire time. I just never wrote
Mm,
it down.
okay.
You know you being a writer
Yep.
yourself, Mandy. I know you can definitely relate to that. You're
Yep.
taking notes, you're writing things down the entire time in your mind, but you might not have necessarily put pencil and paper together. So
Mhm.
I finally started, and I really wasn't sure where to start, but I said, well, I'll start with my story, which is the
Mhm.
first 3 pages I wrote like 3 or 4 years ago. And then I said, and then I'll go from there. And then it just kind of evolved on its own. And I said, well, listen, maybe I need to write a bunch of pages. And I just kept thinking, if you have anxiety, do you want to read a 300 or 400 page book? So I'm like, yeah, shorter is definitely going to be better. So I wanted this to be a quick read. You can read this book in one day in 4 hours. If you needed to. I wanted to be a quick
Oh,
read for
wow.
somebody who doesn't have a lot of time, but also I wanted it to be a manual, a guide for someone who wants to take their time with it and use it, to go through their day.
Oh, it just amazes me the number of people that you said with anxiety.
Hmm.
That number just to me is crazy, but
Yes.
also just like a lot of other things out there, anxiety has various levels
Yes.
of where are you at on that spectrum, and how is it affecting you, because some people, they can live with it and it's like, oh yeah, I'm just pushing through, and
Hmm.
eventually it will catch up with them.
It's almost
But
like being a functioning addict. Some people can, like you
yes,
said, function through it, but that
yeah.
was not my story.
Now
Listen,
did it
I have never been to war a day in my life. And when I was watching a war movie and I started having a panic attack, I said, yeah, it's time to go talk to somebody. This is not
oh
working.
wow,
Yeah, it's time to talk to somebody. My body was being triggered all the time. And the
okay.
interesting thing, our mind is so powerful.
Mhm.
Once I started learning, through my counseling, what techniques to use to disengage my fight or flight mode,
Mhm.
my mind got smarter too. So as I was using, yeah, it was it's really a trip. As I'm using these different techniques, the breathing, and I would do math problems to calm me.
Oh, yeah,
Try to use.
see, that would have the opposite effect for me. I would have more anxiety because
I would do these
actually, I would
complex
just grab the
algebra problems in my
calculator.
head. I'm just like,
Yeah, no.
let me try to think of something, because if you're thinking, you're not running, and so I'm like,
That's
let me just
true.
kind of
The
figure this
premise.
out. Yeah, my mind started adjusting to the tricks. It was like, okay, yeah, I know that trick. Okay, you're still gonna be panting and heart's still gonna race because I learned your trick now. And
Right,
I just didn't want to manage it anymore. I
right.
realized I wanted full deliverance. I wanted to be free from it.
Mhm.
And it's still every great and blue moon will come back and check and see if it can get a little spot in my heart. And I'm like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I'm kind of done with you. Yeah, I'm not trying to go back that route with you again. I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, it's something that once your body learns a thing, it's a daily consistent practice to make
Mhm,
sure it doesn't go that route again. You have to literally reteach your mind, body, just teach it peace, to teach it
mhm.
peace.
Oh, and we all need that right now.
For sure.
Everybody needs a dose of peace right now. Sprinkle that out there. Um, so this is what you've done now. You've done your book. Are you doing speaking engagements with that then as well?
I have started some speaking engagements, and I'm also looking into creating a nonprofit. I think there's
Oh.
more that needs to be done. Yeah, see, it's kind of evolving on its own. So my website is anxietyDefeated.com. I've started putting some blog posts there,
Mhm.
so people can have some articles there to read and kind of help them as well. I want to create more content, and I just think I just want more eyes on this. Like I said, 40 million people,
Mhm.
and I just feel like I
Yeah.
haven't seen enough. Help enough activity around supporting this and helping people through it. So I really want to. I want this to evolve into something that could be really powerful, and really for I don't know that we'll ever eradicate it,
Mhm.
because mental health is something that we'll probably forever deal with. But I
Right.
definitely want to raise awareness, and I definitely want to see a lot more people helped.
Mm. So, what is your background? What were you doing for a vocation, for a job before or when all of this anxiety hit and you lost your father and your sister? What were you doing for work?
So I was a concert promoter. So I'm a former school teacher. So I was a business ed teacher for about 6 years. And then
Mhm.
I got into marketing and promotions, and I was promoting concerts before COVID. And believe it or not, my sister actually died talking to me on the phone. And we were
Wow.
actually, I know, right? It was, yeah,
Mm.
pretty devastating. But we were
Yeah.
actually planning an event, another event, and was going to be at a mansion,
Mm.
in Bel Air, Maryland, where I'm from. I'm from Aberdeen, Maryland, but back home there's a mansion in the area. We're going to use that as our Christmas. We're going to have a Christmas party, so that's what we were discussing. And so I did marketing promotions for a while, and that's pretty much had been my background. And then when this happened, now I'm an author, speaker, friend, pal. I don't know.
So you're no longer doing the concert promotion or
I think eventually I'll do some events, but it'll probably be surrounded around what I'm doing.
okay.
Whether it's a workshop to help people with anxiety or a
Mhm.
mental health conference of some sort. I don't think I'll ever get away from it
Mhm.
completely, but I want to do something that's helpful. And I won't say that I will ever get away from entertainment because I like entertainment too. But it just has to make sense for what I'm doing now.
Exactly. Nice. So what kind of family dynamic do you have then? You lost your dad, you lost your sister. Who else surrounds you and supports you with this with your author endeavors and your speaking?
Yeah, so my mother's still here. She's still alive. My mother lives back in Maryland, and I have one brother. And I have a couple of. Recently found out I had a half brother. Long
Oh.
story. And I also have a half sister, so I'm not completely alone.
Mhm.
And then my husband is a great, great support, and I have four children, and now I'm a grandmother, so I have a granddaughter, and all of them rally around everything that I do. If they're not handing out books or talking about it, or they're involved in my marketing to some degree, everyone is. It's kind of like all hands on deck. Is absolutely wonderful. I have a very supportive community around me for sure, and definitely my church family. Um, I just, yeah, I really don't have any excuse, except be successful because I have so many people supporting me.
It is so much fun when you have that support system that says, "Yeah, you can do this. Of course you can do this."
And you need that on those days when you're like, what was I thinking? This is a bunch of crap. Why in the
Yes.
world did I decide to do this? Now they all want me to get up and talk, and I'm scared half to death to get up and talk. Like, yeah, so yeah, you need it when it says,
Yep.
you started this. No, we're gonna finish it. So you need it
Yep.
on those days for sure. For people to remind you of who you are and that you can do absolutely anything you put your mind to.
This is so true. I am so happy that you are going to be joining us in at the end of April here. We're going to have such good energy in this.
Yes,
The Randall House is an older building, so we still have that kind of old industrial feel to it, and I'm just so excited to see
I am too.
everybody, meet everybody. It's going to be a great time.
Yes.
To me, the diversity that we have in genres and authors is just incredible, and I really look forward to it.
I'm excited. I am so excited. I just did an event this past weekend. I did the Warner Robins Literary Festival, and
Hmm.
it was great. All the different authors, all the different genres, and just meeting people and connecting, and just connecting with people who are in the same journey as you, going through the
Hmm.
same things as you, and we're bouncing off of each other and giving feedback. Okay, what did you do to get through this? Okay, how did this work?
Hmm.
So it's just been wonderful, and I'm definitely looking forward to being at the book bash and doing that again, connecting with other authors.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. This has been so much fun. We could continue and continue.
Yes, we could. Mandy, you feel like one of my cousins, so we could just keep talking and talking and
Keep
talking
going.
until
Oh,
we fall
yeah.
asleep.
Well, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you at the end of April.
Yes, see you at the end of April.